Okay, I'm back for my part two. Um, I was stating in my last video that in the Council of Nicaea, they all put together what they all debated and felt was should be part of the Bible. Well, I personally, and I can't say for a fact because nobody was there, nobody's still living that can state whether this was true or not. But is it entirely impossible that somebody could take these scriptures and form a book that could create a lifestyle that was completely controlled? And like I said, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, or am I bashing? I mean, I'm not bashing, but I really see this, and a lot of people aren't noticing this, or can't, or not, comprehending. But as we move on in history, you can see how after Rome, um, let's talk about King Henry VIII around that general era, the Middle Ages. We have the popes rising to power, the church rather, I'm sorry, and with the popes as the supreme, ruler of the church. Um, they supreme ruler of the church. I'm sorry, I keep losing track of thought. um, and by that time, sorry, uh, the church had supreme rule over the world by means, of course, with the exception of the Middle East, that any king who failed to abide by the church's rules would basically be subject to war by other leading kings and queens. So the church, we all know, the church has had absolute power over all. And the one thing they use to support it is the Bible, forged by the hand of man. Um, uh, I just can't seem to understand how nobody can see this, like I'm saying. But the before the Renaissance began to happen, when we look in the Bible, we can see things like from the description of hell, for example. In fact, today I even saw on the History Channel on my TV over here that hell at one point from what was his name? One of the not apostles, saints, Saint something. I can't remember his name, but he was the one who wrote Inferno, which in Latin slash Spanish means hell. Um, basically describing the 9 layers of hell. From that point on, since he wrote that book or that story, the bishops, the monks, and the priests all began to notice that with every aching detail from the stink of the burning flesh of hell, they couldn't suck any person into church. It was kind of like a horror movie at the time for them. The old-fashioned fire and brimstone preachers, I mean, how interesting. They have no TV back then. I mean, what was a horror movie back then? But to hear stories of what it's like in hell by the preacher himself, by saying that many things in this world, all commonly, ruled on by the Pope, is, um, if the Pope, for example, I'm trying to say, the Pope declares something law, punishable by hell. And when a preacher stands up before his congregation and explains how horrible hell is, with every aching and painful detail, of course anybody's going to follow that beck and call. So the church goes to magnificent powers, of course. Everybody's fears hell. They're going to follow them. And when it comes time to the burning times, any person who says, hey, wait a minute, they... Oh shit, we need to find something to get these people out of the way. They're causing a harm to our empire, our robots, if you will. So what do? They're possessed by Satan. Or they're witches. Kill them off. They're heretics. Kill them off. And it makes all sense in this book that I'm backing up by people who wrote with mere mortal hands. Nobody sees this. My whole point is, I personally believe that, and this is why I don't believe in Christianity or believe that it's even, to tell you the truth, as a witch, I believe Jesus was a true good man. I believe in Jesus, hell yeah. Why not? He was a very divine man. He was very influential. He was very positive. He spoke of a lot of words, and there was no negativity really to him, which is very hard to believe. There's negativity to everybody. But, very good man. Sure, he existed. But do I really think, or do anybody really think that he wanted his words to go that far? No. There's no way in hell. No pun intended. But my whole point of this is, I believe Christianity, after the death of Jesus, that is, was created to be a conspiracy to completely control the world. It makes sense. There's one supreme man that makes a call in a Bible book written by mortal man that can ultimately determine the fate of any man, country, king, or part of the world. Does anybody else really see this, or am I just going crazy? It's all historically sitting there. You can't really look at it, but, any historian can tell you many people can look at things different ways, which is true. And I would completely erase this entire thought if I didn't believe that it still wasn't happening. They're still trying to do it. By converting, for one. Damn Mormons. And by simply not telling their followers the truth. We all know the papacy hides things. What type of religion does that? What do they have to hide? What have they done? We all know their history. Maybe not their entire history, but we know their history. Enough to know. It's my thought that, I'm not hating anybody. Christianity still has its very good points in society, and such. But if anybody, sees this at all, please leave a comment over here. Oh, this way. That way, yeah. And, please leave a comment. Like I said, I'm not trying to really hurt anybody's feelings. This is just how I personally see Christianity. It wasn't meant to be what Jesus was wanting it to be, is what I'm saying, ultimately. But please leave a comment, and again, love towards all, and blessed be.